In America today, things fall going in disarray. Now some might call my style old school. Youth 4 tracks before prime.
This mayor's race is probably the most important race in our community in a long time. I remember my uncle, and I'm not name dropping because the man was a great man who would help all people from a bum to the President of the United States, former Councilman Sam Smith. So this is an important time. Don't let it be like the time of his election when they divided the black community. And I see that happening here. Me and White King went to the Cinerama and saw a debate between Mallahan and McGinn. McGinn whooped his butt, easily. Mallahan didn't have no solutions for what he's going to do in the community, police accountability, or none of that stuff. So, Mr. McGinn, I'm sorry.
Mike or McGinn?
Okay.
You can go with McGinn, too.
Okay. We've rapped a couple times. What are you going to do for our community as it relates to redlining, as it relates to senior citizens, as it relates to at-risk youth, as it relates to to jobs and development for us? What are you going to do for those issues for us when you're mayor?
Tell the truth.
Because my vote's with you.
Well, how many? You gave me like 4 things, right?
Like I did last time. 4 and 1.
It's a 4 and 1. You know, jobs, we did talk about minority contracting, but there's a lot more we need to do about jobs. You know, support of small businesses is hugely important. And I also, micro businesses.
Not small business, we talk micro businesses, neighborhood businesses. That's what we're talking about.
I like that idea.
No small business. I put it on the map.
I like that idea. Well, you know, in Portland, what they do is they've made it really easy to open. They have a lot of street food carts, and when they tell you why they have so much street food in Portland, you know, one reason it's just good in a community to have, you know, choices, and it makes a community livelier. But the other reason is because that's a business where there's a very small barrier to entry. You don't have to rent a space to open a business. So somebody who successfully runs a street food business is now in a position, maybe if they're doing well, maybe they move up to a space. So I like that idea, and I'd love to hear more ideas about the types of micro businesses that are available and make it easier in city government to support that. Also with respect to jobs, youth jobs I think are critical. We have a summer youth employment program for youth. I would like to see that expanded. And we're in a tough budget climate at the city, but we're in even tougher times, you know, out in the community in terms of jobs. So I support that. Energy efficiency, conservation, block grants are available from the federal government. I think we need to aggressively pursue those. What that can mean is that's federal stimulus money that can then be used for things like home energy efficiency and business and office energy efficiency. But what's nice about those, if you design them right, you can use that as an entry-level pathway for new jobs in the home energy efficiency world, and you can target communities that have had more difficulty getting work and use those as job training opportunities. And if you do that, when you weatherize homes in the community, you're reducing energy bills for people that live there. Now the real trick is if you can jumpstart a local economy out of that, and if you can now start getting private capital to follow it. Support for schools. I strongly support expanding preschool education for youth. My mother was a preschool educator. She ultimately was a principal of a school that was first grade, pre-K, and kindergarten. So I learned from her the importance of giving children a good early start. With respect to intervention, one of the things I heard was, you know, we went away from the Seattle Team for Youth case management system, which focused on intervening at kids at risk of dropping out of school and trying to identify why that was happening and help them stay in school. I think we have to renew that focus. It says time up. I know I didn't hit all 4 of your points, but I bet you will come up again.
Good evening again. I'm Tyson Multimedia Center. Of the 28 black males that died in 2008, what have you done to connect with any of their family and friends to support them? And what is your plan to support our black community and getting through the trauma that continues to ail us every year of our lives since we came to this country.
Yeah, and this is a pretty, it's more than tragic situation. And, you know, I have invited, you know, when I did a public safety discussion, we did invite a parent of one of the slain youth to come talk to us so we could understand better the issues. I participated in the March Against Violence down Rainier, was it Rainier? It was 23rd, down 23rd. And I think that it's incumbent upon the mayor, if elected, to stand up and draw attention to those issues, you know, to point out the tragedy that's occurring and to work to help fix it. It's a serious issue, you know, and youth violence and gang violence has been with us for a while, but we haven't maintained a commitment to the types of programs that can give opportunity and choices to people. And I'm going to say this too, this is not something that, you know, we know this already. It's not something that government solves. It's something that government works with the community to solve. And as a mayor, you can be confident, if elected, that I will solicit the best ideas from the community, support the work that's occurring within communities to provide, you know, relevant and meaningful alternatives for youth. And I know that, you know, that's not something that I'll necessarily know as an individual what that is, but I do know that the members of a community probably have pretty good ideas about what it is, and we should be very supportive of community-based solutions that arise.